Stop. Before you drink your coffee this morning, there is something worth knowing about a single 90-second habit that a Nobel Prize-winning discovery says is one of the most powerful things you can do for the cells inside your body. Not a supplement, not a medication, not a protocol that costs money. A habit. Something you can start doing tomorrow morning before you have eaten anything that activates a biological process inside your cells so important that when a Japanese scientist finally figured out how it worked, the Nobel Committee awarded him the most prestigious prize in medicine. And the reason most people have never heard of it, despite it running inside their bodies every single night, is the same reason most health information stays complicated and expensive, instead of becoming common knowledge. Nobody profits from telling you that the most powerful thing for your cellular health is free. The scientist was Yoshinori Ohsumi. The prize was the 2016 Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine, and the process he was awarded for discovering, the genetic machinery behind it, the specific cellular mechanisms, the signaling pathways, is called autophagy. You have heard of it, maybe, in the context of fasting, maybe from someone talking about ketosis or intermittent eating windows. But you almost certainly have never heard it explained the way it actually works, because most of the content about autophagy is trying to sell you something connected to it. This is not that. This is the actual biology. And once you understand the actual biology, the 90-second habit that activates it every morning makes complete sense. Every cell in your body is a factory. Not a metaphor, a genuine factory, running thousands of simultaneous chemical processes, producing proteins, assembling structures, managing energy, sending signals, repairing damage. And like any factory that runs continuously, your cells accumulate debris, old proteins that have been damaged and no longer function properly. Broken organelles, the internal structures that used to do specific jobs but have worn out. Misfolded molecules, metabolic waste. If that debris is allowed to accumulate, it impairs the factory's function. Processes slow down, energy production becomes less efficient, signaling becomes noisier. The cell ages, and across billions of cells all accumulating debris simultaneously, the whole body ages. The tissues become less functional, the organs work harder for the same output, the systems that used to handle stress without effort start to struggle under loads they once managed easily. Autophagy is the factory's cleaning crew. The word comes from Greek, auto, meaning self, and phagein, meaning to eat, self-eating. The cell identifies its own damaged components, packages them, delivers them to structures called lysosomes, breaks them down, and recycles the raw materials into fresh, functional components. When autophagy runs efficiently, the factory floor stays clean, the machinery keeps working, and the cell remains young in the functional sense, capable of doing its job at full capacity. When autophagy slows, the debris accumulates, the factory degrades. The research connecting disrupted autophagy to Parkinson's disease, type 2 diabetes, and accelerated cognitive decline is not preliminary. It is years of documented peer-reviewed findings that led directly to a Nobel Prize. So here is the question that actually matters for the habit. What tells the cleaning crew to activate? Because autophagy does not run at full capacity all the time. It has a switch, and understanding what flips that switch is the difference between a piece of interesting biology and something that changes what you do before breakfast. The switch is the absence of nutrients. When the body is in a fed state, insulin is elevated, mTOR is activated, the cell's growth and production programs are running. Autophagy is suppressed. The cell is building, not cleaning. When nutrients are absent and insulin falls, specifically when the body has been without food for an extended period, a protein called AMP activates, mTOR quiets, and the cleaning crew gets its signal to start working. This is the biological reason that fasting activates autophagy. Not because fasting is magical, but because autophagy's switch requires the absence of the signal that keeps it off. Every single night, while you are sleeping, your body moves through this transition. The last meal was hours ago. Insulin has fallen. The fed state signals have quieted. Autophagy has been running, not at maximum capacity for most people, but running, cleaning, clearing the debris that accumulated during the day. By the time you wake up, your body has completed 6, 7, or 8 hours of this process. Your cells are cleaner than they were when you went to sleep. The cleaning crew has been at work. And here is where the 90-second habit enters the picture. because the morning, the window immediately after waking, before the first meal, is the most significant autophagy opportunity of the entire day for most people. The overnight fast has already primed the process. The fed state suppression has been off for hours. The system is running. What you do in the first 90 seconds of the morning determines whether you extend that window or immediately shut it down. And the habit is almost embarrassingly simple. Water. 2 glasses of warm water, drunk slowly, before anything else. Before coffee. Before food. Before checking a phone. 2 glasses of warm water in the first 90 seconds after getting out of bed. Here is what that does, mechanically. After 8 hours of sleep with no fluid intake, the body is in a state of mild dehydration. Dehydration impairs cellular function across multiple pathways, including autophagy itself, which requires adequate intracellular fluid to operate efficiently. The lysosomal activity that breaks down cellular debris runs on water. The transport of debris to lysosomes requires a functioning cellular environment with adequate hydration. Research measuring autophagy markers in dehydrated versus adequately hydrated cellular environments consistently shows that even mild dehydration significantly reduces the efficiency of the process. Drinking water immediately upon waking rehydrates these systems before the cleaning crew's work is interrupted by the morning's demands. Warm water specifically does something that cold water does not. It activates the digestive system without triggering a cortisol response. Cold water first thing in the morning produces a mild sympathetic nervous system activation. Not harmful, but it shifts the body toward alert waking mode rather than allowing the overnight parasympathetic state that supports autophagy to extend a few minutes further. Warm water moves through the stomach without producing this activation, rehydrating the system while maintaining the fasted, parasympathetic dominant state that autophagy operates most efficiently within. The 90-second window is the critical part. Most people, within the first minute of waking, reach for a phone. Looking at a phone immediately upon waking produces a cortisol spike. Cortisol in the morning is not harmful. It is natural. The cortisol awakening response is part of normal biology. But a cortisol spike is a stress response, and stress responses suppress autophagy by activating the fed state signaling pathways through a different mechanism than insulin. The cell, interpreting a stress signal as a demand to mobilize resources, shifts from cleaning mode back toward production mode. The cleaning crew gets called off the floor. By drinking the water before looking at the phone, 90 seconds of deliberate delay, you extend the autophagy window by preventing the cortisol-triggered suppression from firing before the rehydration is complete. 2 glasses, warm, before the phone, before the coffee, 90 seconds. This is the habit. But there is more happening in the morning biology than just the water, and understanding the full picture is what separates this from a simple hydration tip. The morning is the window when autophagy is most responsive to the signals you send it, positively and negatively. What happens in the first 45 minutes after waking has an outsized effect on how efficiently the cellular cleaning process runs for the entire day. Not just the next hour, the entire day. Here is why. The adenosine system, the compound that accumulates during waking hours and creates the sensation of tiredness, is at its lowest point immediately after waking, having been cleared during sleep. This is the biological reason most people feel capable of thinking clearly in the morning, before the demands of the day accumulate. It is also the biological reason the morning is when certain cellular signaling pathways are most responsive to the inputs they receive. AMP, the protein that activates autophagy in the absence of fed state signals, is most sensitive in the morning fasted state. The signal strength required to activate autophagy is lower in the morning than it will be at any other point in the day. A given amount of additional fasting time in the morning produces more autophagy activation than the same amount of additional fasting time in the afternoon. The morning is not just the beginning of the day, it is the peak opportunity window for this specific biological process. When coffee arrives before water, and before any delay, several things happen simultaneously that reduce this opportunity. Caffeine activates adenosine receptor blockade, which produces alertness. But caffeine also stimulates cortisol release, specifically amplifying the cortisol awakening response that is naturally occurring in the first 30 to 45 minutes after waking. An already elevated cortisol curve gets pushed higher. As described above, elevated cortisol suppresses autophagy through the stress response pathway. The coffee, consumed before water on an empty stomach, also increases gastric acid production significantly, at a time when the stomach lining's protective mucus layer is at its thinnest from the overnight rest. This is why coffee on an empty stomach causes digestive discomfort for many people. The stomach is genuinely less protected in the morning fasted state than it will be after food or water has passed through. Warm water first prepares the stomach lining. Coffee after the mucus layer has been reactivated by the fluid stimulus, produces far less gastric stress. None of this means coffee is harmful in the morning. It means the sequence matters. Water first, then coffee, if desired, then food, in that order, because the sequence determines what the cells receive when they are most responsive to receiving it. The magnesium dimension is one that most morning habit content skips entirely, and it is directly relevant to autophagy. Magnesium is required as a cofactor for over 300 enzymatic reactions in the body, and among those reactions is the activation of AMP, the protein that switches autophagy on. Without adequate magnesium, the AMP activation pathway operates at reduced efficiency, meaning the autophagy signal is weaker even when all the other conditions are correct. Research measuring intracellular magnesium levels in the morning fasted state consistently finds that magnesium is at its lowest point of the day immediately after waking, having been consumed by the overnight repair and cellular maintenance processes that require it as a cofactor. Adding a small amount of magnesium to the morning water, specifically the glycinate or malate forms, which are absorbed more efficiently than the cheaper oxide form found in most supplements, directly supports the AMP activation that drives the autophagy signal at the moment when the process is most ready to respond. This is not a mandatory component of the 90-second habit. The warm water alone produces the hydration and timing benefits described, but for people who want to extend the biological impact of the morning window, a small amount of magnesium dissolved in the second glass of morning water, available in powder form at most pharmacies, adds the cofactor that the autophagy activation pathway specifically requires at the moment it is most actively running. Movement in the morning, even 5 minutes of gentle walking or stretching before eating, extends the autophagy window through a different mechanism. Physical activity activates AMP independently of the fasting signal. The combination of a fasting state and physical activity produces a stronger AMP signal than either alone. Research comparing autophagy markers in subjects who performed moderate exercise while fasted versus subjects who performed the same exercise after eating consistently shows higher autophagy activation in the fasted exercise condition. Morning movement before breakfast, even brief and gentle, exploits this synergy at the exact moment when the fasting state autophagy signal is already primed. None of this requires a dramatic change to the morning. It requires a sequence change. Wake up. Drink 2 glasses of warm water before looking at the phone and before coffee. If magnesium powder is available, add it to the second glass. Wait for water to settle, perhaps 5 minutes. Walk gently around the house or stretch briefly. Then coffee, if desired. Then breakfast, whenever hunger arrives. The total cost in time is less than 10 minutes. The biological window it exploits runs every morning, regardless of whether anyone is aware of it. The question is whether the sequence of the morning is aligned with that window or inadvertently closing it within the first 90 seconds of the day. There is one honest thing to add to the picture, because any content about autophagy that does not include this is withholding information to make the conclusion neater. The human clinical trial evidence on autophagy and the specific outcomes people most want to achieve, cognitive protection, longevity, disease prevention, is less complete than the foundational science that won the Nobel Prize. Osumi's discovery of the autophagy machinery is settled, replicated, prize-winning science. The population data showing that people with higher spermidine intake and longer fasting windows have better health outcomes is genuinely encouraging. But the controlled human trials measuring specific outcomes from specific autophagy-activating interventions are still in progress. The biology is real, the switch is real, the morning window is real. The evidence that activating autophagy in the morning, through this specific sequence, produces measurable long-term health outcomes in humans is strong enough to act on, but not yet as complete as the foundational science behind it. That honest framing matters because the alternative, presenting autophagy as a proven solution to aging, disease, and cognitive decline, based on the mouse studies and the Nobel Prize, is how supplement companies charge money for something that a glass of warm water and a 90-second delay can do at no cost. The morning habit is worth building, not because it is guaranteed to add years to your life. It is worth building because it is aligned with a biological process that your body already runs every night, that is disrupted by common morning habits that almost everyone follows, and that costs nothing to support. If this changed how you think about what happens in the first 90 seconds of tomorrow morning, share it with someone who starts every day with coffee on an empty stomach and a phone before anything else. Subscribe to Your Body Decoded. Next week, we go even deeper inside the biology of what your daily habits are doing to your body.